paper of chemistry for our ICSE board 2026 examination. Let us look at our section A. All know that question 1 is compulsory with MCQ. We have to just write the letter. When you write the letter, A should look like A and D should look like D. You should not let D look like A and A look like D. Okay, this is disqualified. Please keep that in mind. Don't confuse the examiner. Which of the following metals react with dilute sulfuric acid to produce hydrogen? Must be active metal. Above hydrogen means zinc. Assertion: ferrous sulfate turns brown on heating in air. Even if you keep it standing in air, ferrous become ferric sulfate. Okay, and ferric sulfate will be brown, so this is true. You keep it standing in the air also, it will turn brown. FeSO4 gets oxidized to ferric oxide, and oxides of sulfur on strong heating is possible. Now sulfate on heating decomposes into ferric oxide and sulfur SO2. We don't have decomposition of FeSO4, but we have CuSO4 on strong heating gives you CuO and SO2. Correct? So this also is true. You can just Google it and check because it's not part of our syllabus. So let us be aware of it. Both of them are true and correct explanation looks like to me. Somebody please Google it and fast. Who's Googling? Tell me I am. That's it. Don't just stay quiet, okay? Tell me who's Googling. Nobody's Googling? You want me to stop and Google?
Ma'am, I am.
Thank you. So, in the meantime,
both are true.
Both of them are true? Okay, thank you. So,
Yes,
you realize what we did? Did you understand how we applied our mind? We are double checking because this reaction is not in our textbook, correct? But we know in 9th standard, we had CuSO4 on strong heating, gave us CuO and SO2, correct or no? Yeah. Yes, so I used the same logic and I said this seems to be true, but I wanted to confirm it since this reaction has never been asked. So now remember, after that rubbish physics experience, we are leaving no stone unturned. So now whatever our assumption and whatever we have concluded was true, both of them are true, and it is the correct explanation is option A. Understood how to think for the examination? Yes, sometimes you may have an unknown, we have an unknown question, but you have to know how to handle that. All right, we come to vapor density of the gas is 11. RMM is going to be of A and B are in the ratio 2:4. Now vapor density is connected with molecular weight as molecular weight equal to 2 into vapor density. Now RMM of A is to RMM of B. They are in the ratio 2:4, which means 1:2. Find the vapor density of B. So vapor density of A is to vapor density of B. RMM will be 2 into vapor density of A. This will be 2 into vapor density of B. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled here. 2 and 2 gets cancelled over here. So vapor density of A is to vapor density of B is in the ratio 1:2. But of A,
Excuse
it is...
Ma'am, it is 1:2, right? The ratio already.
Yeah.
So how did it cancel? You wrote 1:4 then.
Where is 1:4? This is 2:4. 2 ones and 2 twos. 1:2 it is, baby. My 2 looked like 1 to you. Now the problem is that some of you write your 1 like this and some of you write your 2 like this. When you write in a hurry, remember your 2 looks like 1. Do not write your 1 like this, because when you are writing fast, this may look like 2. Because you write your 1 like this, that's why you read this as 1, correct? It was 2 and you thought it was 1:4, correct, girl?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So if you write 1 like this and 2 like this, then you will never have 2 looking like 1, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I wrote over here properly 1:2. So don't look at the partial step, look at this step. So 11 is to x. Now 1:2, so this will mentally you can do it is 22.
Yes, ma'am.
Understanding. The student carried out experiments, zinc placed in copper sulfate. If zinc is placed, now remember your activity series should be absolutely clear with you. Remember what I told you? Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
in the third one, it was 22, the RMM of A. It won't be 11. You took 11.
I
Ma'am, but
cancelled
the
2 and 2,
that's the
no?
vapor. Ma'am, it'll become 1:2 is equal to 22 upon x because it's the vapor density 11. Ma'am, RMM will be equal to 2 into vapor
1 minute.
density.
11 is to x is equal to 2 is to 4, correct? So x is equal to 2
Yes.
upon 4, and this 11 goes, this 11x, oh,
Ma'am, it is 1
so
upon
11
x.
upon x is equal to 2 is to 4. So x is equal
Yes.
to 11 into 4 into 2. How much are you getting?
Ma'am, but
22.
it's ma'am, the ratio is of relative molecular mass. And relative molecular mass is 2
Yeah,
into
my baby. So I told you the mass of A is to mass of, I'm not writing RMM. Isn't it equal to 2 into vapor density of A is to 2 into vapor density of B? Isn't it 2 into vapor density of A upon 2 into vapor density of B? So can I not cancel this?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, so got it, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I did it that way, so don't get worried now. Okay, yeah. So zinc is above copper, copper is here, correct? Zinc is here. Can zinc displace copper? Yes. Now copper sulfate is going to be my thinking step. I don't have placed there, so it is blue. When it becomes ZnSO4, it will become colorless. Is there anyone wondering how, ma'am, you know zinc sulfate is colorless? Is there anyone thinks
Yes,
like
ma'am.
that? Tell fast.
There are only 3 cations in the syllabus.
3 colored cations.
But
Okay, colored cations are in our syllabus. I keep repeating this many times. Correct? Yes? Fe2 plus, Fe3 plus, and Cu2 plus cations.
Yes, ma'am.
Zinc is here, so zinc will be colorless. Also, you must remember that if I take the cation test for zinc, don't I get gelatinous white precipitate?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Anything that is giving you white precipitate will have white powder. If it is soluble in water, it becomes colorless. Ma'am, how do you know? I go to the kitchen, I look at the table salt. When I look at the table salt, what is the color of that salt? White.
White.
I put it in the water. What does it become? Colorless.
Yes.
Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So, which is the cation in that table salt? Sodium 1 plus. Sodium 1 plus is going to give me colorless solution. So, zinc, which is also a white powder, it is giving white precipitate. It will, if dissolving in water, it will give you colorless. So, which other colorless solution you will get? If I take calcium chloride, let us say, is calcium part of this? No. Does calcium give you milky white precipitate? That means this also will become colorless. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so zinc will become zinc sulfate. Remember, zinc sulfate is a soluble thing because of PCBA. Is zinc here? No. So zinc sulfate is not insoluble. Did you understand? Your page 49 of your textbook is very, very important. You have to know the solubilities. That way you'll come to know which one is soluble, which one is insoluble, therefore it will be a precipitate. Okay, page 49 you have to know by heart.
Yes, ma'am.
Then strip of iron is placed in zinc. Now where is iron? Iron is below zinc. Can iron displace zinc? No. So there will be no reaction here. Which metal will get coated with brownish pink deposit? Brownish pink deposit means copper deposit, which means copper is going to get deposited on the zinc metal. So zinc in copper sulfate solution is correct. Iron and zinc sulfate will not have any reaction. Both the metals is wrong, none of them also is wrong. Understood how to think?
Yes, ma'am.
Which of the salt is basic salt? Basic salt will have something OH. So it will be CuOHCl or whatever OHCl or whatever OHNO3. Where is OH? Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so understand the types of salt. You have to know the 4 types of salt. Even though some of them are cancelled, quietly learn everything. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
After that physics, I'm telling you, I'm still fuming at those examiners. Molten aluminium oxide is electrolyzed using carbon electrodes. Which of the following is obtained at anode? Now remember, carbon anode will have aluminium oxide. CO and CO2 is formed because oxygen is liberated there. Correct? At the anode. And then this anode has to be continuously replaced. So which one of these is there?
Carbon dioxide.
Correct?
A.
Yes, ma'am.
Now actually it is oxygen, but we don't get oxygen because at that high temperature, what is the temperature of the electrolytic bath? 950 degrees C.
Yes, ma'am.
But this also is a lower fusion point because the original fusion of Al2O3 is how much?
20.
2050.
And to lower this, we add some things to that. You have to know the
Powder.
constituents and you have to know the functions. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ester formed when methanol reacts with acetic acid. Now methanol, meth is CH3OH. Acetic acid is CH3COOH. This OH and this H will give us water. Show that. So this will come here and CH3COOCH3. Where is it? Chhatri COO. Chhatri ku chhatri. Where is chhatri ku chhatri? Here. Option A.
Yes,
Got it?
yes, ma'am.
Student observes chlorine atoms readily gain one electron to form chloride ion, releasing energy in the process. So Cl plus electron is giving you Cl1 minus. Now I am wondering, how does he observe ye electron is being gained?
Yes.
Because
Teacher.
of the amount of energy released.
No. As if he can see the amount of energy release. कुछ भी. Observe means colors, no? बंदे ने क्लोरीन एटम तक नहीं देखा है. Okay, the teacher, smart teacher, no? Explain that this behavior depends upon the property related to the energy change when the electron is added to the gaseous atom. Which property of chlorine is responsible?
Wonderful.
Very good. So they are giving you the definition and they are asking you which one it is. Correct? No?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Now, in an experiment, he can't observe that. Do we have an experiment like that? No.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, teacher ka mistake hai. Sodium hydroxide is not a strong base. Of course, it is. So, false. How do I know it is strong? Say, I don't know.
It's on the top of the.
Because it is KNAR on top of EC series. So that's why they will be having strong bases. Understanding?
Yes,
So if it is a strong base, Okay. Now the reason for this is it is completely dissociating into. Now completely dissociating is true, but it is not the reason why it is not a strong base. It is the reason for why it is a strong base, correct? Not for not a strong base. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is true and this is false. कहाँ पे है?
Option.
ऑप्शन ए है.
Option D.
No, ma'am. It's option D.
It's D.
It is option D. Oh, this teacher likes to take them in the lab, huh? Nice teacher. Added Kong sulfuric acid to solid sodium chloride in a test tube. Now NaCl and Kong H2SO4. Evolution of gas with an irritating odor. So the irritating odor will have to be HCl.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the temperature must be less than 200 degrees C.
Celsius.
So it will be NaHSO4 plus hydrogen
Yes.
chloride. It turns moist blue litmus red, means it is acidic. Is HCl in presence of moisture acidic? Yes.
Yes.
Which property of sulfuric acid? It is a
Non-volatile.
non-volatile acid, displaces a volatile acid. Where is it? Non-volatile.
Option A.
Now remember, for this there are 6 properties of sulfuric acid. Some of them are pertaining to dilute sulfuric acid, some of them pertaining to Kong sulfuric acid. You have to remember which ones are for dilute, which ones are for Kong. If you do not know, learn. Go to that page and write that page number in your notebook so that you can. Anybody found the page? Tell fast. Ionic compound contains charges 1 plus and 2 minus, which is the simplest ratio of cations to anions in the compound.
H2Y.
So if I have A as plus 1 and B as minus 2, then I will have A to B will be the formula. So the ratio of A is to B is going to be 2 is to 1. Is
Option B.
which of the following reactions? Did you find the reactions of and the properties of sulfuric acid? Which page number it was? Please mention that you will know that as your homework to learn it up. Okay. Demonstrates strong oxidizing property of nitric acid. Now nitric acid, this one is dilute acid. This one is H2ONO, means again it is dilute. Okay, NaOH plus this again is dilute, and this one again is dilute. Now how do I know strong oxidizing? Now this one is base and acid, so salt and water. So this is neutralization, this is not oxidation. This is base and acid, so neutralization. Okay, now I'll tell you why I went through that is because strong oxidizing, I was looking for dilute and Kong, but apparently all of them are dilute.
Ma'am, the B1
Ma'am,
is
the
Kong.
B1 is Kong, ma'am.
Checked it.
This is NO2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought it was a smudge, huh? It was such a tiny thing. I really thought NO2, this is no. I thought it was a smudge. Sorry. So this is correct. So this is going to be strong. So it is Kong. And apparently, even if you don't look at the strong and dilute, remember this is neutralization, base acid. These are 3 neutralization. But copper is first going to become CuO, and then it is, if you split this into, now since I am once bitten twice shy, they say no, after physics, I'll just tell you what are the steps involved over here. See, your HNO3 is a strong oxidizing acid, correct?
Yes,
So
that's
it
right.
liberates what? Nascent oxygen. I'm not writing the whole thing, okay? So Cu will take that O and it will become CuO. Understanding? Then that CuO with more HNO3 is going to give us, without balancing, what you will see? CuNO3 twice plus H2O. Are you understanding?
Yes.
You're
ma'am.
understanding?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you are getting, now never mind about the NO2 formation, which I have not shown over here, but Cu has become oxidized and then it has become, can you see this? So in between step is oxidation. If you just look at Cu and CuNO3 twice, then it becomes difficult for you to perceive the oxidation. But if you split them into the steps, can you see? It has got oxidized, can you see? So this is the oxidized product. Understanding?
Ma'am, can we directly use 3Cu plus 8HNO3?
You can, but I told you after that physics experience, I am going to train you to train your eyes to see what is not apparently visible. And I
Ma'am, but
need
the
to do
3
that.
CU, but the
It
3
is,
CU and 8
it is
HNO3.
1 minute. It is conc or dilute. Conc is 1,4
Conc is 14122
and dilute is 3834.
3834.
Now, after deciding that it is conc because it gives you NO2, you are giving me this, my baby.
Ma'am, can also be hot diluted.
Conc will be hot dilute, yes, it can be, but normally they'll tell you, yeah. And this is your this dilute will be dilute or, yeah, dilute only they'll give you. For conc, they can give you moderately hot or moderately conc, like that also. Anyway, let's look at it. 2-bromoethane is boiled with alcoholic. Now, alcoholic will give you aqua with unsaturation. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
So the product form will be now ethyne and ethene. It won't be this and it won't be this. So better will be 2-bromoethane. So you will show it like this. Correct? And you will say here alcoholic, KBr and HOH. So this electron has gone here, correct? So it has become C double bond C, correct? Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Plus KBr plus H2O. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So we have ethene is the correct one because of the double bond. Element X of period 3 forms a cation X2 plus, which means it is 2, 8, 2. Agreeable?
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
And Y is period 2 forms an anion Y minus. Okay, so period 2 means it will be either 2,6 or it can be 2,7, whatever. So
Ma'am,
X,
2,7 because it's Y1 minus.
this is Y, Shia. It is 1 minus. So it has, that means it has 7 electrons. Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know. It just helped me to read properly, okay? Some of these small details I'm missing out just now. I
Yes,
wanted to
fine.
expand the font size, but I'm not able to see clearly. So you'll please, if I say only Y over here, then you bring to my notice, okay?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is going to be X2 plus Y1 minus is going to give you X, Y2. X has 2 electrons in the outermost shell is correct. Y has 7 electrons is correct. The cation X2 plus and anion Y1 minus have 8 electrons in the outermost shell is rubbish, no?
Yes, that's right.
One has 2 and the other one has 7. X has 6 electrons. No, it's a cation. If 6 electrons, then it would have been anion. And Y has 1 electron, then Y would have been metal. But it is a non-metal. Cation has 2 electrons and anion has 7 electrons in the outermost shell. Have they repeated P and S?
They
Oh,
have
the only
switched
thing
it.
is that they made cation and
Yes,
anion
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
instead of X and Y. So P is correct and S is correct.
Mom, S won't be correct.
One
because it's
minute, one minute, one
anion
minute.
and
What is S saying? Cation does not have, it has 8 electrons in the outermost.
yes.
Ma'am, so Q
And
will
anion also will have 8 electrons, no, after it has gained, because it has become anion. Oh, this tricked me, Ray.
Mom, also Q will be correct because
Q will be X cation.
anion.
The cation and anion will have 8 electrons, yes, because they are ions. Can you see how we have to double check, kiddos? P
Yes,
and Q are correct. This was a good question. Which of the following statements is correct? 12 grams of carbon, 12 grams of carbon contains twice the number of atoms, same number of atoms, half the number of atoms, 1/4 number of atoms. So you have to look at, this is your mole concept. You will need some working space here. I think approximately from the margin up to the marks, you have something like this much space is there, right?
Yes,
For
ma'am.
y'all for the working. So if this is your margin and this is for your marks, make sure that you are having this much space for your working, okay, for your MCQ. And you can show the working. If it is your 15th one, you write from here, okay, like this. If the earlier working is up to here, whatever space in between, just leave it and move on here. So you have to look at 12 gram of carbon. Now carbon 12 is going to be 1 mole, correct? 1 mole means number of atoms is going to be, if n is the Avogadro's number. You are not going to sit and waste time writing 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, so we have n as the Avogadro's number. Now 24 grams of Mg is also 1 mole. So it will also have n number of atoms. Correct or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now they are saying the same number everywhere. This 24 grams of magnesium, they kept the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Will it be twice the number? No, it will be the same number. Would it be half the number? Would it be 1/4 number? No. Now let
No.
us just check, okay, double check. 12 grams of carbon means 1 mole means Avogadro's number. If it is same number, that means this should be your GAM of Mg, which is 24 is correct. If it is half the number, if it is twice the number, the twice the number of Mg means I should have had 48 gram, but I'm given what? 24 gram. If it was half the number, n upon 2 would have been 24 divided by 2 means 12 grams. Have they given 12 gram? No. 1/4 n upon 4 moles would have been 24 upon 4, which means 6 gram. Have they given 6 gram? No. So the correct option is B. Understood how to think? Okay,
Yes.
please make sure this is a 1 mark question. So 1 mark, 1 minute, you should be able to think that much. So give your marks for 15 structural formula. Pentane. Keep all valencies ready. 2-methyl. Let us start with methyl here. This is 2. So 3-chloro, write Cl here and write here H. Don't let this H and this H look like neighbors, okay? Make this line slightly longer so that your CH3 group is a little lower. Understanding what I'm telling you? Do not let your H's get merged with the other H. Do not ever confuse the examiner.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, shouldn't it be 2-methyl 3-chloro? Or is it right?
They have given 3-chloro and 2-methyl. C comes before M. They have done.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is vinegar? Acetic acid is the main constituent. So, acetic acid means it will be ethanoic acid, correct? That means it is Chatriku, I told you, which
Yeah.
means CH3, C double bond O, single bond O, and H. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, all valencies are satisfied for this carbon and this carbon also. Okay, write the name also. Just now we are just drawing the formula. Now, this structural formula, is there anyone who writes it in pen or pencil? No writing in pencil, okay? Only the diagrams are to be drawn with pencil. This is not a diagram. This is a structure. It is not a structural diagram. Understanding?
Yes.
So no writing this in pencil. If you write anything in pencil like this, it will be omitted as rough work. Nobody will give you marks. Will you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
2-bromo-3-iodo-propanoic acid. Prop means 3 carbons. Oic acid and ane. Ane means single bonds. Oic acid means double bond O, single bond OH. Now 3-iodo, 2-bromo. Now this becomes the functional group. So this becomes your first carbon. This becomes your second carbon, and this becomes your third carbon. You're with me so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
2-bromo. So because there is little bit of clutter over here, I will write bromine here. And 3-iodo, so I will write I here. And remaining, I will fill up with this. You're with me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. 3 out of 3. Anybody 3 out of 3?
Yes.
IUPAC.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the longest chain here? This one. 1, 2, 3, 4 means single bond means. Now, which one is the closest branch? This one. So this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 4. Okay. It is now bromo here and methyl here. So what will I have to write over here? Now there is no functional group over here. So this will be the halo substituent. So that will come here. So it will be 2-bromo, correct? 2-methyl butane. Now some of you may get confused. Should I write it 2-bromo, 2-methyl? If you think that you are getting confused with this, just check over here, see how they have written. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not allow yourself to get confused. There will be whole lot of names and structures in the entire paper. Check with that. Don't say, oh, textbook, how it was written, I forgot, oh no, I'm panicking. Don't ever go into panic mode, okay? You have studied enough throughout the year. It will come back to you. Remember, it has gone into your memory recesses, whatever you have learned. So
Yes,
it will
ma'am.
come back to you if you have been regular, if conditions apply. All right. So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the main chain.
Pentane.
So it's a pentane. Can you spot this? Can you spot this?
Yes,
2,
ma'am.
4 methyl
Huh. So 2, 4.
dimethyl.
Ha, it is dimethyl. It's not just methyl. It is dimethyl. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means
Pentane.
pent, and ain. All right, so we got those marks. Let's move to the next one. Now pH. For pH, now this is not MCQ, so you'll have to show the working. So you will show the working A, B, C, D, and we'll write pH here 2.5, 6.8, 11.2, and 14.0. So remember, the one which is here, this will be strong alkali, correct? So 11.2 becomes what? Weak alkali. 7 is going to be between this, so that will be neutral here. So this becomes what? This becomes weak acid,
Acid.
and this becomes strong acid. All of you are clear about that?
Yes. Yes.
Now, lowest hydroxide concentration. So number 1 is lowest hydroxide concentration, means it is weak alkali. OH.
Alkali.
Will acid have OH?
No, ma'am. That's not true.
Huh. So weak alkali, correct? Which is weak alkali? Therefore C.
Ma'am, why won't you say acid because it has no hydroxide ion concentration?
What is the definition of an acid? H1 plus ion only, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which one will turn red litmus blue means?
C and D.
Alkali, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That
Yes,
means
ma'am.
they are alkalis. Which are the alkalis? C and D. I forgot to write C first. Then, which solution will contain both ions molecules in appreciable amount? It will be both will be weak. Whether they are weak acids or alkali doesn't matter. So it will be B and C because they will be weak electrolytes also.
But they are solution. They didn't say solutions like the second.
Which solution? Both molecules and ions in appreciable amount. Open that strong and weak. In weak alkali, there is something written in tiny print. Tiny print here. Tiny print. Read. Read tiny print.
Contains solute molecules in addition to water molecules.
What is that?
That's for strong alkali. And for weak acid,
Not weak acid. It is for the alkali. So the strength of an alkali. Can you see page 40?
yes, ma'am.
In the strength of an alkali, strong alkali contains the molecules in addition to water molecules. Molecules, solute, and ions in appreciable. What are you saying about acid? What you are saying? Glacial acetic acid is not this thing. Molecules and ions.
Both weak acid and weak alkali both have ions and molecules.
Yeah, I think we are right over here.
Yes, ma'am.
We are right over here. Both would be. But good, you are double checking. Well done. In the exam, you won't be able to double check, no? On the basis of modern periodic table, write the symbol of the element valency 3 and 3 shells. So 2, 8, 3 shells and valency 3. They didn't say 3 plus.
Aluminium.
Write the symbol of the element. No, I'm just thinking they are not saying 3 plus 3 minus. So you will have to take this as plus only. So therefore it will be aluminium. They say write the symbol. Now when they say write the
AL.
symbol, please write Al. Don't write aluminium. You'll get a 0. Name the metal belonging to period 4 and group 1. That means
Potassium.
2881. That means it is name the metal means potassium, and don't write the symbol. How is empirical formula, molecular formula? Want to do it?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Want
ma'am.
to do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Want to do it? Let us, come on, make the columns. Everybody knows the columns. First is element, then percentage.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, for how much mark can this come?
What, baby?
Ma'am, the empirical formula and molecular formula.
It can range empirical and empirical formula. Sometimes they will ask you empirical formula only for 2 marks. Sometimes they ask you for 3 marks also. It depends. 2 to 3 marks. If they say empirical formula 2 marks, molecular formula it becomes 3 marks. Understood? Up to empirical formula is 2 marks. Then molecular formula means it will be using vapor density and getting molecular formula. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am, because they have given for 5 marks.
Because this is there, no? Molar mass of the compound they have given like this.
Yes.
They have given molar mass. They didn't write this thing, gram per this thing they have given. Understanding? Which means RMM is 60. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. Maybe the calculations are irritating. I don't know. It depends upon that. So don't look at that just now. Your element percentage. Okay, the percentage. So you have CH and O. C, leave one line, H, leave one line and O. Alright, percentages are 40%, H is 6.7% and 53.3%. And then we'll have the atomic mass or atomic weight is 12, H and O is 16. Then we have, tell me what is this column? Relative number of atoms. Please don't write over the RNA. Huh? And then we have simple ratio. What will be relative number of atoms? 40 upon 12,
12.
6.7 upon 1 and 53.3 upon 16. Okay, right, equal to, this is 6.7, and make the working column here. You will need 2 working columns here. So 40 divided 4 tens and 4 threes. So this becomes your 10, no? So 10 upon 3 means 3.33. And this is, so I'll have to divide only here. 16, no? 16, I'm dividing 53.3. So 16 3s 48, remain 5. 3.3. Oh, it's easy. Why did they give 3 marks? You're right, baby. Why are they throwing marks at y'all? I get suspicious when they throw marks. So 6.7 upon 3.33, which is 2, and then 3.33 upon 3.33. This is equal to 1. So this was, entire thing will be 1 mark, and then you'll write, therefore empirical formula will be CH2O. Okay, this will be your second mark. Now they are telling you for the third step. I don't have space, so I'll just continue here. For the third step, I have to say now the RMM, no? Your RMM or molecular weight is going to be equal to 60. Okay, from this Purposely they give you this means molecular weight. Okay, then fourth one will be N equal to your RMM upon empirical formula weight. Oops, I forgot to write empirical formula weight, Ray. Bad. Empirical formula weight will be 12 plus
12 plus 2
2
plus
plus
16.
16. That is how much? 30, right? So this will be the fourth point and this will be the fifth point. So 60 upon 30, which is 2, and the last will be therefore molecular formula is equal to N into bracket empirical formula. So 2 into bracket CH2O, which is equal to, tell me, C2H4O2. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
magnesium reacts with chlorine to form ionic compound. Determine the empirical formula. Why would they ask something like that? It is going to form MgCl2. Therefore, empirical formula is going to be equal to Mg is to Cl, 2Cl, which is 1 is to 2. Therefore, sorry, Mg is to Cl is 1 is to 2. Therefore, empirical formula is MgCl2. I don't know. I don't know what they're expecting. Then draw the electron dot structure. Everybody knows what is Mg. It is 282. Write the configuration. Show the 2 electrons. Plus there will be Cl here and Cl here. Each of the Cl is 2, 8, 7. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And here also you will show like this. Show 1 electron given here, 1 electron given here. Show the arrow. Now Mg is now become what? 2, 8. Correct? And plus there are 2 Cls. Each Cl is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a cross here to make it 1 minus. This will be 2 plus. This is the cation. This is going to give you MgCl2. Agreeable to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now after this they could have asked you to compare the size of Mg atom with Mg ion. If they say compare, please write it over there as an extra question. Tell me. You have to write less than, equal to or greater than.
Mg ion less than Mg atom.
Correct. So your ion has lesser size than the atom. And if they tell you give reason, what will you write? There are 2 reasons.
This has so as metal atoms donate electrons to achieve stable electronic.
No. You're going off the tangent. Rest of you, come on, think. To begin with, what did you see? One shell is less.
Less.
First observation, right over there, one shell less. Correct? What is the second reason? atom has how many protons? 12. How many electrons? 10, correct? And the ion has how many protons? No, atom has electron 12. Okay, ion has 12 protons and how many electrons are there? 10.
10.
So positive charge being more here, it will exert more pull or more force from the nucleus, correct? Understanding? Decreasing the size. Understood. And the second reason is more important, that is carrying more weight. Okay, is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Answer for ammonia gas lab preparation. Identify the drying agent is what?
Calcium oxide.
Very good. Method of collection, it is lighter, so
Downward displacement.
Downward
ammonia gas goes up and air comes out, so by downward displacement of air.
Air.
And right over there, since ammonia
Is
lighter than air,
lighter
into
than
bracket
air.
highly soluble.
no,
And
highly
highly
soluble
soluble.
don't use just now. Lighter than air and into bracket vapor density is going to be 8.5, whereas vapor density of air is 14.4. This you will know because you have studied the syllabus so often. How do I know this is 8.5? Because when I take NH3, it is 14 plus 3, that is 17, correct? And when I talk about the vapor density of ammonia, molecular weight upon 2 means 8.5. Okay, you have to know these numbers. Why it is not collected over water, then that's the time, or the second paragraph you can write highly soluble in water. Okay, just now don't mention in the beginning. Name the following. You are marking yourself, giving yourself
Yes,
marks. Cation is not derived from the metal.
Ammonium.
Name the following. Cation is not derived from a metal and forms a white sublimable. So it's ammonium, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? So that is ammonium. Then B, gas that turns acidified. This from purple to colorless. Purple to colorless is going to be sulfur
SO2.
dioxide. Yeah, it should have been clear colorless.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, so H2S.
I would write
Sulfur dioxide.
I would write, because after that physics experience, no, purple to, if purple to clear colorless, then sulfur dioxide, I'm just writing SO2. And if purple to colorless with deposits of sulfur, deposit of sulfur, yellow deposits of sulfur, then H2S. Okay, now they have not mentioned clear colorless, they have not mentioned colorless with deposits of sulfur, but both the things are mentioned with us, no? So I would prefer to mention like this. Okay,
Yes,
and just circle that if and if. Cation that is amphoteric means, correct? It gives white PPT with NaOH and dissolves in excess NaOH with a colorless complex. NaOH and NaOH, so it could be this as well as
Zn.
this. It could be zinc also cation, or it
Zinc
could be
2+.
Pb also cation. Both of them are possible. NaOH hai na?
Ma'am, I think so it is Pb2 plus because colorless complex.
All of them give colorless
Ma'am,
complex.
zinc also.
Na2ZNO2 and Na2PbO2, both of them will give ray. Both of them will give. First, if it is Zn, it will give me ZnOH twice, and with excess it will give me Na2ZnO2. Learn the reactions by heart, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Pb will give you PbOH twice, and then in excess it will give me Na2PbO2. Both of them are complex, no? See here, this also is complex, this also complex salt. So you can write Zn2 plus, or but you have to spell it out, okay? Zinc 2 plus or lead 2 plus. Common name for zinc ore that can be concentrated using froth flotation
Zinc
is
blend.
zinc blend, because it is ZNS means zinc blend, correct? Substance used as a flux. Flux means what? Flux is added to remove the gang. What is added?
Cryolite to NAFLOS.
Section A is finished. We have taken quite a bit of time. Did we? No, 1 hour, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
1 hour. 1 hour. Okay. Now let us see how fast we can go. Section B. Any 4 questions? We are going to do all. Let us go very fast now. With reference to the reaction between bromoethane and aqueous, means I'll get alcohol. State the type of reaction. It is dehydrohalogenation, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then write the balanced chemical reaction. For this eighth, you will show with the structure, you will understand. No, aqueous in alcohol. I think with alcohol, C2H5Br plus NaOH. If it is aqueous, and if we boil, we are going to get this, and we are going to get alcohol, means C2H5OH plus NaBr. Okay, alcohol is formed over here, and this is the condition you have to remember. Okay, so you see over here. No, 1 minute. It is not dehydrohalogenation, Ray. What is it?
Substitution.
How it is substitution?
Dehalogenated.
Bromo and aqueous. If it was alcoholic, then dehydrohalogenation hota hai na, C2H4 we will get.
Not hydrolysis.
Pardon me?
Hydrolysis.
Correct, hydrolysis, because of OH. Hydrolysis of alkyl halide. Go to that page where formation of alcohol is there. Double underline that, hydrolysis. Sometimes they will ask you questions that will make us walk into the trap. Huh? Be very careful. Name the alkane which is the first member to exhibit isomerism. Isomer will be starting from butane, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Methane, no isomer. Ethane, no isomer. Propane, no isomer. It starts from butane. Draw the possible chain isomers and write the IUPAC names. So we have but. So you will write here, this is your normal N-butane. I'm just showing like this to save on time. And then I will have isobutane, which I will show with 3 carbons. And then I will have this way. IUPAC name will be here, butane. But here the longest chain is prop. Second carbon has got methyl. So it will be 2-methyl what? Propane. Match the atomic number 2, 6, 2 and 2. What are they saying here? Is it 15 or 45? 15 hai na ye?
Ma'am, 15.
15, no? Okay. So we have 13, 15, 8,
8, 4, and 2.
4 and 2. So each one of them should have the electronic configuration. Correct. Keep this ready. Now metal with valency 1. Is it 13? Is it 19?
Yes,
Metal with valency 1.
19.
I think this is 19. So this will be 2881. So what is our answer is 19. What is our B? Solid non-metal of period 3. Solid non-metal of period 3 is going to be phosphorus. Where is phosphorus? 15. Remember, phosphorus is also the element which forms two chlorides. One is solid and one is liquid. Which page it is on? Periodic table. Quickly look. Periodic table. PCl3, PCl5. Found it? Found it? Found it? Which one is the liquid? Which one is the solid? Which one is a liquid?
PCl3 is liquid and PCl5 is solid.
Okay, did you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so phosphorus is important. Remember that. Rare gas. Which one is rare gas? Noble gas. Which one?
Yes.
2. Gaseous element with valency 2 means having 6 in the outermost. 8.
8.
And E, element of group 2, gaseous element of group 2 is going to be,
4, 2, 4.
no, 1 minute, D is this thing, sorry, element of group 2.
2,2.
But 2,6 also is there element.
Ma'am, group 2, not period.
Oh, yeah, group 2. Yeah, group 2, correct. Yeah, I got fooled. Period 2 here and period 2. Okay, be careful here.
Yes, ma'am.
Metal M reacts with sulfuric acid to form MSO4, which conducts electricity when current is passed through it in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, so MSO4, before we answer anything, our thinking step should be, this will be M2 plus dissociating into, and
SO4
also
minus.
water is going to give me H1 plus.
H1 plus OH1 minus.
Correct. Now these are the cations which will migrate to cathode. The gas that is released at cathode. Metal, it conducts electricity. Ionic compound aqueous state. Gas P at cathode.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, it will have to be, if this is higher than H. Understanding a word?
Yes, ma'am.
Normally when we talk about Cu2 plus and H1 plus, we say Cu is lower in the EC series, so this will get discharged. Correct?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
at the cathode, what we will get? Copper deposited. But if the gas is released at anode, the metal cannot be a gas, no? It's a metal, right? So hydrogen gas only it will have to be. Alright?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is hydrogen thinking step, and Q is released at anode. We have OH way below SO4 in the anion EC series. So this is going to split into 4 OH giving you H2O and O2, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So Q means this is oxygen. So then your A will be saying P is hydrogen and Q is oxygen. I'm just writing this to save on time. Write the reaction which occurs at cathode. At cathode, H1 plus plus 1 electron gives you 8. Put a bracket and then multiply by 4. In the textbook, there is no bracket. If there is no bracket, means only this H is getting multiplied, which is logically not possible. So place the bracket over here, and then what you'll say, 4H, sorry, 2H plus 2H gives you 2H2. This is the cathode reaction. State the property of MSO4 which allows the conduction of electricity. It is ionic compound, correct? Ionic compound dissociates in aqueous solution. Aqueous or fused solution. State your observation at anode. What will be our observation at anode here?
Colorless, odorless gas.
Very good. Now when you say colorless,
Glowing splinter.
no, not glowing splinter. Colorless, odorless, oxygen gas. And there is one more thing, because the gas is there, no? H and O. What is the ratio for H and O?
2:1.
Ha. Gas, oxygen gas having half the volume of hydrogen. Okay?
Ma'am, why can't we mention Nickenbill's glowing splinter?
Because when the two gases are there, the
Ma'am, I understood because
no, the thing
Yes.
is that we are not testing it just now.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think even if you don't write that volume part, it is okay, because that is for aqueous electrolysis of dilute H2SO4. Okay, we have acidified water or dilute H2SO4. Over there we put on the platinum electrodes, we put upside down test tubes.
Yes.
Okay, so colorless, I think just oxygen gas is all right. For electrolysis, we don't test it with the glowing splinter. Normally oxygen is tested for that when like you have like PbNO3 twice or nitrates are releasing oxygen, no? That's the time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Now tell me, this reaction is fine. Quickly write this reaction, and this is 378 grams. Calculate the mass of ZnO. Yesterday we had the revision for this.
Yes.
If they tell you mass, leave about 2 lines, and what you will do, GMM of ZnNO3 twice will be equal to Zn is 65 plus 2 into box bracket, N is 14 plus O3 is 48, 65 plus 2 into 8 and 4, 12, so 62, 65 plus 124, that is 189 gram. So this is your 189, but 2 into 189 gram. We also need GMM of ZnO. What is that? 65 plus 16, 81 gram. So 2 into 81 gram. For volume, we will say this is 4 moles. Right over there, 4 moles equal to 4 into volume, it will be 22.4 liters at STP. Write that STP unless you want 1 mark less. Okay, this volume you have to, even if they don't mention, you have to mention it at STP. They have mentioned it over here, STP anyway. Now tell me, which is the data which is involved, known to unknown? What is known? Zinc nitrate. What is unknown?
Zn.
So you are going to start with A. What will you write over there? Mass of?
Zn.
What will be my second column? Mass of ZNO. From the equation, where do you see two numbers together? Can you see the bottom numbers or the top numbers? Bottom numbers are given. So 2 into, and here it will be 2 into, so here if it is 378 gram, then tell me X. So mass of ZNO equal to X equal to, tell me, 378 into 2 into 81 upon 2 into 189. Okay, is this
Ma'am, it
going
goes-
twice?
Yes, ma'am.
So did you see what is the answer? 162 gram. And if you write over here mass of ZNO, don't have to write once again. All right, so this becomes your answer A. For B, tell me what will be the quantities. Known will be mass of, and what we have to find out? Volume of NO2 at STP. Can you see the bottom numbers? 2 into 189 gram. And what will we write over here? 4 into 22.4. Is it confusing? Is it confusing?
No.
So you'll say therefore volume of NO2 will be equal to 378
Into 4
4 into, I'm writing 2, 2, 4 and 10 here, and here 2 into 189.
Which
Get rid of this 189, it's going twice, 2 and 2 cancels. So we have 448 upon 10
89.
means,
0.6.
Ma'am, it will be.
oh sorry, it is multiplied by 4. Sorry, mistake. This is
896.
this got this is 896 upon 10, so 89.6 6 liter at STP, and this is your answer B. All right, so this finishes. Now we come to question number 5. Question number 5. Solution of salt X adds aqueous sodium hydroxide drop by drop. Pale blue precipitate means it will be Cu2 plus, which is insoluble in excess. On heating the precipitate, it turns black. Now on heating the precipitate is CuOH twice. Identify salt. Oh,
CO3.
how can I say if it is copper sulfate or copper chloride or copper nitrate? Huh? Incomplete data, right? Only cation they have given, no?
Ma'am, won't we say copper carbonate because it turns black on heating?
1 minute. Copper carbonate on heating the precipitate, is the precipitate CuOH twice or is it CuCO3? Tell.
CO3.
It is CuOH twice, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you will say that you have taken the salt solution. If you say CuCO3 over here, How can it give me solution? Because this is an insoluble substance. It cannot dissolve in water to give me solution. So I can't take this, no? But CuOH twice on heating, see Cu is like this. On heating any hydroxide, what does it give you?
CuO plus
and
H2O.
H2O, correct? So they are saying salt X. So I can write Cu2 plus, therefore it can be safest will be copper sulfate. Okay, because normally copper sulfate is floating around the textbook everywhere. Name the blue precipitate is what?
Copper to hydroxide.
Please don't write copper hydroxide only because Cu has variable valency. We don't want anybody missing out any marks, okay? I'm
Yes,
making sure that you are made aware of that. Balanced equation for the reaction between, so what it will be, CuSO4 plus NaOH. This is good enough, tell fast.
Yes,
Will you
ma'am.
be able to handle this on your own?
SO4
Yes,
plus CO.
So I'm
OH.
writing here 2 and I'll put down arrow. If I don't put down arrow, I may lose marks. I'm not going to be at the mercy of the examiner. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
5 cc's of hydrogen heated with 10 cc of chlorine. So H2 plus Cl2 gives you 2HCl. There is 5 cc here, 10 cc here. Calculate the volume of resultant mixture at room temperature. Collected over water. Did you see the trick? Did you see how they are tricking you? Anybody understood the trick?
Ma'am, it is highly soluble.
Yes. So if anybody misses out on this, in the resultant mixture, this will not be there. It will be dissolved. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are having here one volume is to one volume gives you two volume because of Gay-Lussac's law. So one volume is 5 cc is to tell me 2 into 5 cc, that is 10, giving you 2 into 5, that is 10 cc of hydrogen chloride. Then you will say that volume of used chlorine will be 1 into 5, which is 5 cc. So volume of unused chlorine is
10.
going to be 10 minus 5. Please show the subtraction. I know you can do this mentally. Then what you will say, volume of HCl formed equal to 2 into 5, which is 10 cc. I will mention this. Therefore, volume of HCl after collecting over water. Did you see? I'm not going to tell examiner, guess how did I know? I will mention it over there. Can you see? I'm
Yes, ma'am.
underlining this over water. After collection over water will be 0 cc. And what you'll say, since hydrogen chloride, what I'll mention, highly
Highly soluble.
Highly soluble in water.
ah, make sure that your examiner is forced to give you your marks, huh? No taking any rubbish chances. So therefore, resultant mixture below that you will write has how much? 5 cc of
5 cc of Cl2.
unused chlorine. You see there? Now say, examiner, quietly give me my marks. Okay? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You be in control of the situation, not at the mercy of the examiner. Balanced equations. This is one question that many children don't like. Ethine from calcium carbide. Some of you may know this by heart.
Hydration.
Huh, Baba, hydrolysis. No, you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is, tell me, CaOH
CaOH
twice
twice
plus C,
plus C
2H.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here you'll write the name and here you'll write the name. Understanding I'm not writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Do not take any chances. Catalytic reduction of bromoethane. Bromoethane is C2H5Br, means alkyl halide. Catalytic reduction, you will say, ma'am, I've searched the entire book, I didn't find the reaction. But reduction means hydrogen. Can you see which is the Yes, very good. Do you remember?
H2, H2.
Yeah, reducing agent. So one H goes here and the other H goes here. So how many H's are involved here? 2. So we will get C2H6. Can you see that? Plus HBr. You're with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right over there bromoethane and right over here ethane. C. Dehydration of ethanol. Those who are not confident and those who are confident also. If you do it structure wise, this is going to help you. What is this? Ethanol. We will take concentrated.
170 degrees.
How many degrees you said?
170 degrees.
Very good. And also this is in excess, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then this is what happens. This electron moves this way. And what I'll get is C double bond C.
C2H4 plus
Correct.
Plus H.
plus H2O.
Very good. Plus H2O. You're with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We come to D reaction. Ethyne to ethene. Ethyne, you will have to show this to understand better, and it will be using hydrogen, and the condition is nickel at 300 degrees C. I have always told you to look for the other catalyst. Which one it is? Palladium, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you will have C double bond C and this H gets added up. What type of reaction is this?
Hydrogenation.
It is addition reaction into bracket hydrogenation. Write both please. Can you see hydrogen has got added up? It has attacked the triple bond and made it into a double bond. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so don't just write hydrogenation. Understood where to take precaution.
Yes, ma'am.
Now methane to tetrachloride, carbon tetrachloride. What is methane? CH4.
CH4 plus 4
Ha.
Ca2.
Carbon tetrachloride is CCl4. 4 chlorines have been added, so it's a 4-step reaction. 4Cl2. What is the condition?
CCl4 inert solvent.
Ha. Is it CCl4 inert solvent? No, this is UV light, diffuse sunlight or heat.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
What you showed me was the halogenation of alkene and alkyne. That's the time bright reddish brown color is discharged. You gave me that condition. CCl4 inert
Sorry, ma'am.
solvent. Okay. So remember to double check now. Okay. So 4H will go with the other 4Cl, giving you
Plus 4H.
4HCl. What is this? CCl4 inert solvent. Sometimes instead of giving you this, what they will say, methane into an inert solvent, which is used in testing unsaturation. You understood what will be the description for this? Understanding. Let us come to question number 6. Kong sulfuric acid added to separately to sugar and to hydrated copper sulfate crystals. So with sugar I will have black spongy mass. Hydrated copper sulfate, it will be blue turning into amorphous white. State the change observed when it is added to sugar. You can do this on your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Name the property in this dehydrating agent. Color change in this, in copper sulfate, blue hydrated to amorphous white anhydrous copper sulfate, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Percentage of oxygen in sulfuric acid, can it be done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now this question was relatively easy, so we went a little faster. Let us look at this. Somebody yesterday was telling me electrolysis revision. Doesn't this look familiar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday or
Yes,
somewhere, I
yes.
don't know, somewhere we have done exact diagram. What is connected here? Cathode. And can you see this is the spoon is to be electroplated. So
Yes,
this becomes your cathode, correct? And this is the thick bar of what are you mating it with? Copper. So this will be anode. Identify the anode and cathode. How do I identify? How will I describe it?
Anode is the thick block of copper and cathode is the spoon.
We can write like that.
Plate.
Okay,
Ma'am, it's
anode.
connected to the negative terminal.
Add that also. Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Anode is the thick bar of copper connected to the positive terminal. That will be your anode. And what will be the cathode? Tell me. You are not
The
writing
spoon
fast
which is
enough.
connected to the
You'll
negative.
write rubbish handwriting tomorrow. Write padapat.
Yes.
Cathode will be the spoon
Connected to the negative terminal.
connected to the negative terminal. Very good. B. Reaction at cathode will be, this is CuSO4, no?
Plus
So
Cu2
it will be
plus
Cu2
two
plus.
Plus 2
Yes,
electrons gives Cu.
atom.
Very good. I wrote over here atom. If possible, I will say even reddish brown. Understanding whatever your teacher has told you, right? Reddish brown, pinkish brown also is fine. And
CO2
what is
plus
this?
ion.
This is ions, correct? Name the ions present in the electrolyte. In the electrolyte, what are present?
CO2
Cu2 plus.
plus, 2 minus,
SO.
H plus, OH minus.
Very good. Okay. Now I don't trust the teacher. I will even spell it out. Understanding?
Iron, sulfate ion.
Did you understand? Or I'll write copper and into box brackets Cu2 plus. Did you understand
Yes,
how
ma'am.
I'm going to make
Yes,
sure
ma'am.
that I get my full marks? Remember, it's not just your chemistry, even your bio is remaining. In your bio also, you will have to be like this only, very specific. Understanding? Write the names so that nobody is going to touch your marks. Don't dare anyone touch your marks. Understanding? One precaution to obtain smooth and even plating, low current for a longer time. That is your learning work. Number 7, nitric acid is give the chemical name of the reagent used. What is the reagents used? We have KNO3 or KNO3 plus Kong sulfuric acid, correct? You know this by heart, yes?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Write the balanced equation, you know by heart, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
State the property of nitric acid which distinguishes it from hydrochloric acid. Why nitric and hydrochloric, both of them are?
Oxidizing.
This is reducing agent and this is oxidizing agent. So this was one tricky part here. Okay, answer the following. Industrial preparation of ammonia. Haber's process,
Haber's
yes.
process.
Give balanced chemical equation with the 4 conditions. Tell me temperature. Yes, yes. No. Go the condition. Temperature 450 to 500. Pressure 200 to
200 to
900.
atmosphere.
Yeah. Catalyst finely divided iron and promoter molybdenum.
Molybdenum.
So we can get those 2 marks. Can you see they put 2 full marks for naming the process and that one. Okay, so you are going to be, anything is missing, you can miss that 1 mark. Diagram to show cation formed when acid dissolves in water is H2O plus
Hydronium.
H1 plus hydronium ion. I had told you middle of the night also anybody asks you, you should be able to draw it. Okay, I had told you that long ago. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia is 4NH3 plus how many O2?
5O2 platinum at 800 degrees.
Platinum at 800 degrees C is going to give you 4NO up arrow plus 6H2O up arrow plus how much heat?
21.5 kilograms.
Decarboxylation of sodium propionate. Now sodium propionate is 3 carbons. Prop means what? 3 carbon. So it will be Chatri, Chattu, Puna. Understanding how to?
Yes,
Plus
ma'am.
it will
Plus
be
NaOH.
plus NaOH, correct? And here we will write CaO
CaO.
and we'll write here soda lime. And this is heat. And then we are going to have this.
Na2.
So I will get what? Na2CO3 plus Chatri means C2H6 and it's a gas. You're with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, question number 8. Sulfur to sulfuric acid, S becomes H2SO4. Write the reaction where an element turns into its acid is, you remember this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so S plus what? 6 HNO3, sorry, HNO3 and conc will give you H2SO4 plus 2H2O,
Plus 2H2O
and with conc
plus
HNO3 I will get 6NO2 up arrow. Okay, so this is your A reaction is agreeable. What is your B reaction? S plus O2, SO2, such a lovely reaction. I love this. Then your C reaction, SO2 plus O2, reversible arrow. What is the condition? V2O5,
vanadium pentoxide.
correct? So it gives you 2SO3 plus how much heat? Balance this. How much are you getting? How much heat? Come on.
42.
42?
45 kilocalories.
45 kcal.
How are you making 42? 4.2 is SHC of, I think you are sitting with calorimetry.
Sorry, ma'am.
Sulfur trioxide. Now SO3 plus something and H2SO4. Okay, so it will be H2O. Although you know that practically this is not possible. Why? Because
Dense
it
white
forms the
fog.
dense fog of solid sulfuric acid particles. But SO3 is acid anhydride of sulfuric acid. So for the reaction you can give like this. But in reality, for contact process we dissolve SO3 in H2SO4 to give you oleum, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then we come to E reaction. Sodium sulfite is Na2SO3 and you want sulfur dioxide, so put any rubbish acid. So we have dilute acid and it will be 2 here. You will do the double decomposition. You will get 2 NaCl plus H2SO4, sorry, H2SO3 means H2O plus SO2 up arrow. Make sure that your O is nice and capital. Don't write SO2 like this.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
don't write rubbish SO2. Then sulfur dioxide to sodium sulfite we want. Now F reaction is going to be a little thinking time, SO2, and we want Na2SO3. What will I have to do? What will I have to do?
addition of Na2O.
Na2O with SO2. Sulfur dioxide, I'll bubble through Na2O. I will have to have, see, this is my thinking step. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am going to think of this, that Na will have to come from something with Na, and this will have to come from something with SO3. All right. So I know that if I take this and this, can you see that? Did you see what has happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Now H2SO3 means SO2 plus H2O, correct? Plus what? NaOH. Did you understand what has happened?
Yes.
This was a little, see, they made it difficult to get that full 5 marks. What is this? This is H2SO3, correct? This is the thinking step, but you write only this, okay? From here to here we write. Understanding?
Ma'am, we didn't have to find the reactions. The questions are below.
Yeah, but you keep the reactions ready, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See here, what type of substance will liberate this and this thing? So it will be dilute acid, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what should happen in your brain. Supposing they ask you for the reactions, what would you do? Correct, no?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
when you look at this, you should be having this happening in your brain, okay? Now, what are you saying? Let us see the questions based on that. So let us look at our A. Name the catalyst which helps SO2 to this thing is vanadium pentoxide. We are just writing this just now. In the contact process for sulfuric acid, this is not converted to, instead it is two-step procedure. Write the equations. So what is the equation? SO3 plus H2SO4 gives us what? H2S2O7, correct?
Pyrosulfuric acid.
And then what you'll say, you had to be careful over here. What did I tell you to write? What did I tell you to write here?
So
No,
Requisite amount of water.
requisite amount of,
Soft water.
very good. Okay, and that will give us
Desired concentration of
H2SO4. How many? Correct. And what you'll say? Of desired concentration. Is it coming? It is coming within your recall, yes or no? Do you remember me telling you all these things earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it coming back?
Yes, ma'am.
So the moment you start actively thinking with the pen on the paper, remember whatever you learned for the whole year, it will come back to you. Understanding? Don't say that, ma'am, cover to cover, I want to read the whole thing before the exam. Just reinforce which are the weak areas, that is important. Everything else will just follow suit. Now we come to C part. What type of substance will liberate sulfur dioxide from sulfite? It will have to be dilute acid, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
I told you over there all that paraphernalia, what happened,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happened inside my brain.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
now I'm ready to answer these questions, right? Give balanced equation for conversion in step A. Where is step A? This. Sulfur to sulfuric acid is what? 16126. Correct? You
Yes,
know
ma'am.
how to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Give yourself marks, right? Now this one seems to be very simple. Even if you don't write, it is fine. Tell me the method of preparation. Zinc sulfate. Zinc is what? Active metal. So simple displacement. Can you see displacement?
Yes,
See.
ma'am.
Ferrous sulfide. Fe plus S.
Ma'am, it is C.
C.
Oh, this is C. Okay. Yeah, my eyes are playing trick. Huh? Ferrous sulfide is what? FeS. Fe plus S, FeS direct combination. Where is it?
E.
Barium sulfate is insoluble, PPT. Where is precipitation? Copper sulfate is CuO plus H2SO4, CuOH twice plus H2SO4 neutralization. But neutralization not of titration. Why? Because titration will be for Ka, Na and NH4. You remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
So it will be titration without titration neutralization. Means in place of this you would have said neutralization of insoluble base. So this would be D. And then the fifth one, sodium chloride, KNaNH4 means B. Okay, are you getting 5 marks? You have to see. Oi, 1, 2, 3, 4, they have to write here. So you finish this paper. Good, 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 good. So all the best for tomorrow. Okay, the board paper tomorrow. All the best. Bye.